Yeah, it's been also really busy, actually with Meme Alliance lately, like really busy. And actually, a couple of those calls today were also about Meme Alliance. We have a lot of calls lately, and that is because we are preparing a launch or a raise on Solana, right? And we're trying to do it the right way. Which takes a bit of time. We actually wanted to kind of be done with that already, but due to reconsidering and especially market conditions, because some people say market conditions, that's not a thing, but we have the different launch pads, so to say, where we wanted to do raises, and they weren't doing that well, right? All those raises. So we kind of decided to not rush it, because if you rush things, you might end up making mistakes, right? And so we kind of said, like, okay, let's just do it differently. Let's just relay our focus for now. Also, maybe more on releasing a big update for our game, which we are doing, as well a website. There's going to be a new website as well, actually. This website is like the first V1 website, so to say. A lot has changed since then, but there's a lot going on. Exactly, we are after we announced a partnership with Immutable, which is obviously a major thing for a gaming project like ours. A lot has changed because we have to take it a little bit more from a different perspective. I guess more professional, so to say, right? Because Immutable is a $3 billion value crypto gaming platform, right? So we cannot just take these things as a joke. So we are kind of taking this much more serious, and that is why we are focusing very much in the last weeks, so to say, to first get a new release out of our game, which will change a lot for us, change a lot for Meme Alliance. It will especially change a lot in a way that we will be able to connect it with crypto the first time, right? Through leaderboards. It will allow us to also integrate Immutable, which is a big thing. Like, if you look at some game titles which are on Immutable, these are big games, right? This is not just a small thing. I don't know if you heard about Illuvium, for example, but that's a major gaming project. Yeah. And that one is evaluated around, I think, $250 million market cap. And that game is not even complete, so to say, right? It's still like an early access stage. So once we are getting on that Immutable, I believe things are going to go pretty fast for us, simply because they have a lot of users, right? And SHARBI obviously is going to be part of that, right? I mean, SHARBI is been with us since the beginning. We always kept a good contact, and SHARBI is still the only female character on our game. So I mean, I know what all the ladies are going to play, right? So I think
I always played a female character in basically every game I ever played. So I don't know why, but
yeah, exactly. But I mean, we partnered up with you guys. I think literally you were the second partner after Dorklord, but that was pretty much in the same week, right? It was like not so long after we launched, and we have been able to release one version with SHARBI now, and the next one is going to be even better. Right? As you see here in the picture, SHARBI is actually in the middle, like the queen of the gang, right?
Yeah. You know what? So I can't imagine she isn't one of the most played characters, and you guys just did an amazing job with the artwork and the of SHARBI. Like our crew was like wow, we were blown away by the artwork, and I know, I mean, you guys have had just tons of projects come in and wanting to be partners now. So that's, I mean, just showing, the success of what you guys are doing. The fact that there's that many big projects that are wanting to partner, wanting to be part of the game is a huge thing.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of interest, right? So I think that it's kind of like a unique position that we as and SHARBI as well are in, because we are now at a stage that we cannot also keep putting everyone in the game, right? Because it will be impossible for us to ever finish. But we have actually a lot of interest for our game. Not only partnership wise, if it's about meme coins, but also partners. If it's about the gaming, right? Support. It's so busy, man. Really, it's been crazy. It's been amazing, and it's been crazy lately. Like maybe like people that are holding our token and they're in our community, they don't see that, right? Because they are just like, it's hard to keep people up to date of what is going on all the time, and you, as you could say, an organization, you cannot obviously share everything as well what you're doing, right? It's just something that you simply don't do. As well as there is a lot of actual real companies involved on the background. We are speaking with investment groups, all kinds of people. But I think we're doing it the right way, and I think that's the most important, right? We are actually keeping it very well organized. We are deciding to put the product over the price already since we launched, actually, and I think that was the right decision, because obviously we would have more holders if we would maybe focus a little bit more on the price, but we wouldn't be in this stage if it's about the game, right? If you have to decide and you don't have millions and millions of dollars between product or price, and I think it's for us it was an easy decision to focus on the product first, and I think in the next month we will be able to finally come to a point where we have the product and we can focus on the price, right? And we can focus on the users, and I think that's going to be interesting. Even though it's summer, I think it's exactly good, because it's like a little bit more slow going, I guess, right? So people are more chill as well in the summer period. I mean, we never really. I mean, of course, investors, it's important for them that you focus on the price, right? Because I understand that people they want to make money, but if Apple would stop developing and only focus on the money and the price, then we would still be having, if you know what I mean, old styled phones, right? The first iPhone 1 we were holding in our hands, right? So we kind of are focused on that, and I think quality wise and dynamic wise and general, like as a game, I think it's an outstanding game, and I think that once more and more people will get to know it, they will understand the value of the concept of meme alliance, right?
I've played it. I had a lot of fun with it when we were playing. I definitely look forward to more of the kind of meetups or events where we play, because I think that there's some great competitions and stuff that could be done. And yeah, I had a lot of fun, playing, and my boy was liking it too, and he was getting frustrated because there wasn't people on to play with him. But I think that as it gets released, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to really kind of go on.
That's I think that's kind of like an issue that a lot of games in early stages face, is that they don't have enough players. But that is also why you partner up with crypto projects or let's say organizations like Immutable, right? Because if we integrate their Passport wallet, we suddenly access a market of millions of players. They have a lot of users, right? The same is we want to also this year start the development of iOS and Android, the version of the game, which will again allow us to access millions of new players, right? So and the cool thing is that the iOS and Android will be like cross-platform with PC as well. So, everybody can play with everyone. So even if you're playing on PC, you don't have to be frustrated. You cannot find a match, right? Because you'll match up with, others that are, for example, playing on phone, right? So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the soul raise, you said you put it on hold. Do you guys know how much you want to raise? When that raise might be happening? I know we could probably help share that out when the time comes.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, we don't really have a target about what to raise. I mean, it's important to be able to provide liquidity,
Yeah.
And I think that if it's about amount to raise, obviously the more you raise, the quicker we can, do some things, such as, listing on some bigger exchanges. Otherwise, we will as well, but it will take a bit more time. That's just how simple it is, right? Money, earlier access to money does accelerate some things. I mean, we hope to raise around $1 million at least, right? And that is because for the liquidity, first of all, you're going to need $200,000 to $300,000, right? For an exchange, like for example, Maxi, where we're already listing on Ethereum, to create a bridge. Also, you need money. On top of that, you obviously need money for market makers for a long period of time to make sure that the prices are aligned, because we want to create a bridge in a way that, it's the same value on each chain, right? And how we see this is that Ethereum is going to be more like for the investor, like the investor kind of token, to use it, and over time the Solana one will be more for also investors, but more also for users, because of the marketplace going to be much more user friendly money wise, right, with gas fees.
Absolutely. That's a big move. But also that's for that.
Yes,
that's a big move.
I mean, IMX as well. Immutable is the same thing, right? It's also a chain. It's actually the point is that people will be able to also move MMA to the immutable chain, where we will also provide liquidity, but we don't do a specific sale for that. And people will be able to use the immutable chain, right? Which is a very fast, low gas fee gaming chain. It's entirely focused on gaming, pretty much.
Right.
So, not exciting, but that's why we kind of took a little halt there with the raise, because we saw that people were freaking out, right, a little in the market, and we saw other projects which were good projects weren't doing too good on raises. So we said, okay, let's just relax and wait for a little while, prepare better, and once we are ready, just make sure that we succeed.
Yeah, I think the next release of the game will help with the raise too. I know you guys have been working hard on a lot of the updates and stuff, so that in itself will give a better look at the product, to show what people are investing in.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
it's like I was saying, right? It's so exciting that I sleep too long, but like I was saying, it's not a meme coin, right? So it's kind of like you have to be a little bit more, you have to be able to hold your horse, so to say, right? To be careful, because a meme can always be revived easily, right? But a project like this, one big mistake can basically, put it all down, right? And I was more used to the meme, so often I'm the one who is being called rush boy, because I like to do things quick, but the team often says, okay, relax, wait, just don't rush, right? Because in memes sometimes you do, like with Elmo, it was rush, like quick, right? And in memes you also focus more, I think, on the price sometimes. Not all, I think a lot of memes do. But with a gaming project, it's entirely different. There's a lot of very good gaming projects, and their price is literally nothing, which is a shame, because they build, and then you see a meme, for example, being launched by Tate going to 200 million, right? For a good reason, but also for not a good reason at the same time, right?
Right.
But it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, we feel that too. Partnership with Immutable for you guys is probably that kind of shift in focus, right? Like such a massive thing that really it changes the whole project.
Yeah, it does. But it's not like it was a little bit funny because people, they expect that once you make a partnership with Immutable, they will just send out a tweet and just but it doesn't work that way, right? These are big organizations. They first want you to actually integrate their functional passport / blockchain, so to call it, if you want to say that way, into your game before they announce anything, because any game can make a simple version of the game, make a partnership with Immutable, and then kind of like use that partnership to unfortunately damage, right, the chart or people's investments. So people need to understand that it's not like that Immutable just tweets about whatever they partner up with. Yeah? But yeah, it's not something that happens overnight, right?
Right.
I mean, it does for some type of games, like a browser type of game, where you can easily, do updates and release. But for a game with a client built in Unreal Engine 5, it takes a bit more time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's fine. That's fine. People are not going to play games anyway now. They're going to go to the beach, right? So.
Thank you for jumping on. Super excited to get introduced to your project.